Thank you so much. My name is Joel Frewa. I'm the communications director for Alex Meluskey. I want to thank all of our volunteers that came out today. Thank you guys very much. Alex apologizes for not being here. He got dragged off to a conference at the last minute by our campaign manager. I'm not going to stand up here today and give you Alex's stump speech. That honestly wouldn't be fair to him, and it surely wouldn't be fair to all of you guys out here. So I'm just quickly going to tell you why I came to work for Alex Meluskey. I come from a country where the economy is in decline, even though the energy reserves that they possess dwarf those of Saudi Arabia. It is a country where the vanities of fashion and entertainment take a backseat to political arguments. It's a country where politicians are more concerned with going on a late night comedy show than having a substantive policy argument with their opponents. That country is not the United States. That country is Venezuela. That's where I come from. And I came to this country about 21 years ago. And I served in the U.S. I have a daughter now. Her name is Eliza. And I served in the U.S. Army to make sure that the freedoms that I lost in Venezuela were not lost for her. Now, sadly, I found out that for me, that was not enough. So I got involved in politics. And I came to work for Alex because he's a man of conviction. He's a man of principle. He's a proven outsider. And we need to desperately change the people we send to D.C. But that's not all. You can't just rearrange the chairs in the deck of the Titanic because it's sinking anyway. You need to all do your homework. Venezuela went down not only because of socialist policies, but because the apathy of the voters. Apathy of the voters who didn't do their due diligence in vetting every single candidate that was running, and they thought they selected an opposition candidate, and that candidate ended up being worse than what they were trying to get rid of. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Alex. Alex is the only candidate in this race that strongly holds to and believes in Ronald Reagan's three-legged stool of conservatism. That's fiscal conservatism, social conservatism, and national security and defense and a strong military. Alex is the Fair Tax State Director. He's a businessman of 25 years who knows how to balance budgets. He knows how to keep a business in the black, so his credentials on fiscal conservatism will never be questioned. Alex is a strong pro-life leader. He's a strong pro-family candidate, and he's pro-traditional marriage. In fact, Alex was the only candidate for any office that went down to the Rally for Life down in front of the Capitol and showed any support at all. Alex was down there pounding the pavement with all the brave pro-life activists on the anniversary of Roe v. Wade. But the most important point of those is national security and defense. Because let me make one thing absolutely clear. John McCain has been a disaster, an unmitigated disaster on foreign policy and national security and defense. That's supposed to be the quote-unquote his feather in his cap. Folks, after the deals he pulled with the Arab Spring, where he teamed up with Barack Obama to support the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. And then when President al-Sisi stood up and said, we will face Islamic fascism and Islamic State terrorism, John McCain worked with Barack Obama to take away the military aid package that was actually helping Sisi fight the terrorists. So don't tell me John McCain is good on foreign policy and national defense. Now, let me talk a little bit about what I hold in my hand right here. This is a contract. Alex is the first candidate ever to do something like this. This is a contract with the veterans that he signed down by the VA. It's a full contract. You can read it right here. We have him at our table. Come take a look. He signed this with the guys from Team Veteran and Camp Alpha and POW and MIA Mother standing right behind him as he actually put pen to paper and signed this. And he took a pledge not just to fight for this as a campaign promise and not just to fight for this as a sitting senator, but he will fight for this for the rest of his life until he takes his last breath. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to say a quick something about the status of this race. Let me make one thing absolutely clear. You cannot take on John McCain without taking on the issues of national security and foreign policy and a strong national defense. That's been tried before. We tried it 6 years ago and 6 years before that. That's been tried. It hasn't worked. You can't run a campaign against John McCain by simply being the loudest candidate. A soundbite is not going to beat John McCain. Let me make this absolutely clear. Ted Cruz, when he beat the establishment Republicans in Texas, was more than just a soundbite. Mike Lee and Rand Paul, when they beat the establishments in their states, they were more than just loud cheerleaders. When Marco Rubio took down the entire Florida political establishment, he didn't just promise to be people's BFF in Washington, D.C. It's going to take a lot more than that. And I hope all of you will come by the booth and stand with Alex. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.